Hi, it's Kim McGrath with Expressions of the Universe, your August highlights, stars and cards, the full moon in Aquarius, and the Lionsgate portal just around the corner. Let's dive in because the weather is beautiful, and I know I don't want to be stuck in here any longer than I have to. So my crystal of the week, I thought this was great that I pulled this. It is pyrite male power. And it's just masculine type of energy. It's I don't want anybody to get up in arms, but it's perfect for Leo season. And I do have a beautiful piece of pyrite, fool's gold. I used to look for this when I was little. Used to be able to find it in abundance along creek beds. And yeah, I used to have tons of this. But it's interesting because being a Gemini, I have asthma, have a tendency to have, lung issues even in the winter. And I found out, through my years of practicing with crystals that pyrite's really great for bronchitis and pneumonia, especially like if it's worn here close to the chest. It has blood purifying properties as well. But the male power, think about Leo the lion, even the lioness in her femininity, she rules the pride. She has power over the males. This is about standing in your power, taking back your power without being really overly aggressive. It is that strong male essence. And we all have both feminine and masculine qualities in all of us. But this is saying step up into a more masculine, instead of submissive. Maybe it is a little aggressive if you've been undercutting yourself or not putting yourself out there. So I do love that. And I will post this on Facebook and Instagram during the coming week, I suppose. And I'll do something a little different for pyrite on threads. I'm trying to do different things on threads than I do on Facebook and Instagram. Now, the cards that I am choosing, and I left the boxes over there, and I wanted you to see what I am picking. So I'm going to just pause this real quick. All right, I'm back. So the cards I'm using this week, I have Colette Baron Reed's The Shaman's Dream, and I have from Angela Hartfield, it's Whispers of the Ocean. So I'm going to pull cards from both of these decks. And I like showing this because I get a lot of messages from y'all saying, oh, what deck did you use? So the one card that I have for the week, it says amble with contentment. And it says waiting rather than acting is going to be the most advantageous now. This is when I see the seahorse, I think about anchoring in, grounding yourself, and waiting out any storms that might be coming. And this is perfect because Venus is retrograde. Well, we are in retrograde season. Venus is retrograde, Saturn's retrograde, Uranus will be going retrograde, Mercury is getting ready to go retrograde. And so decisions and actions really need to be halted because we need to be kind of taking a step back and doing a little reevaluating. So this is a perfect card. I'll be posting more about this in the coming week. And then the Shaman's Dream card that came out is this cute little kitty playing a cello. And it says Joyful Muse. And I think that this was perfect too for Leo season because Leo rules the 5th house of childlike play and being a child and finding your inner child again. So I thought that this was great. And it is a kitty, Leo season. So I'll post more about that. Now I'm going to put these back. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave these out of the deck. Let's bring up my slide. Trying to make this video in 30 minutes or less. Let's see if I can accomplish that, right? Maybe I'll do this. Okay, so we have August 2023. This is the month of 2 full supermoons. And actually, the next 4 full moons will all be supermoons. So it's pretty exciting, pretty powerful, and we will be ending the year on a bang. All right, so here are my August highlights. I hope that you can see them clearly. Trying to print them up so that when you are looking at them on your device, you can see them clearly, maybe take a screenshot. But just to run through these highlights really quick, August 1st, we're starting the month off with the full sturgeon supermoon in Aquarius at 9 degrees 16 minutes at 2:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I added some more flavor because Mars in Virgo will trine Jupiter in Taurus, boundless, grounded energy. Mercury in Virgo will oppose Saturn in Pisces. And this is possibly the inability to communicate effectively or express yourself, or somebody, you know, especially those in authoritarian positions may tell you to shut up. And so it's kind of a little bit of a dicey time. So we will be exploring that. August 3rd, alert, Mercury in Virgo enters its shadow for retrograde at 8 degrees of Virgo. It will go to 21 degrees, 51 minutes of Virgo. So if you have planets in Virgo, if you are a Virgo sun sign, rising sign, moon, this will be especially hot for you. Also for Geminis always, because Mercury rules both Gemini and Virgo. I would think I didn't do any graphics, but I'll explore this a little bit more, trying to keep this as trim as possible. On August 6th, the sun in Leo will square Jupiter in Taurus. You can feel magnanimous, like on top of the world, a little egotistical, a little boisterous. You may want to clip that back. Then, and also we're coming into the Lionsgate portal, the 8-8 portal, connecting the star Sirius, the constellation Orion, with the Great Pyramids. It's at 15 degrees of Leo, which is a world point, 15 degrees going around the astrological wheel. They are all world points. They're very prominent and powerful. This is a time for ascension. So with the releasing that we will be doing with the Aquarius full moon, releasing so that we can integrate and ascend to another higher level. We always have these portals that open up that allow us to raise our vibration, ascend to the next level, even if it's only a baby step. I have currently several blogs that I guess I'll post the links in here, and I will be writing a blog for this year's Lionsgate portal. I just don't have it done yet. So check below and I'll put some links in there if you want to check out the previous Lionsgate portals and what I wrote, but they were specific for those years. August 13th, Sun in Leo conjuncts Venus in Leo retrograde. You will be feeling on top of the world, but not everything is as it appears. So be careful. The 15th, Sun in Leo squaring Uranus in Taurus. Expect the unexpected. we could have some shocking surprises on that day. August 16th, the new moon in Leo at 23 degrees, 17 minutes. That comes in the wee morning hours, and it's time to let your light shine. Then August 23rd, the sun will enter Virgo, and then later that day, Mercury will station retrograde. So August 3rd, Mercury's entering the shadow. You want to pay attention to the communications, conversations, and motives that are happening from August 3rd to the 23rd, because that is the theme that you will be revisiting 3 times over the course of this retrograde. And so I do have some details on that. And it's a really good time to learn good communication, AKA doing more listening than speaking. And that's something, it's been a lifelong challenge for me, but I'm still working on it. August 27th, Mars will enter Libra. And so relationships will be heating up. They will be getting hot and steamy, but we'll be able to actively start to maybe balance things out in our lives. August 28th, Uranus will retrograde in Taurus. You know, it's just going to go back over, excuse me, some things that happened over the last 6 months. And so it's such a slow moving planet, but some things, shocking things will come out. What I will say is, well, let me get through August 30th, full moon in Pisces. So this is our second full moon in August. It is it's called a blue moon. That's a second moon. And that will come in at 9:36 p.m. on the 30th. So with the Uranus and other outer planet retrogrades, they're really just all asking us to slow down, take a look back, do a retrospective, relax, rejuvenate yourself. This is not a time of action. So, you know, heed that. If you're pushing for things to happen, you know, there are going to be delays because of this. August brings a huge month of possible earthquakes, tsunamis, really. And I feel like towards the end of the month, especially with Uranus getting ready to retrograde, weather activity will be picking up. Lost my train of thought. Oh, I know where I was going. Sorry. As far as health is concerned, you want to watch your heart, your blood pressure. You want to watch your spine and your back. Be careful picking things up. Leo rules the heart. Leo rules the spine. And so, you know, you want to be very mindful of those things. Do not overexert yourself, especially if you are a Leo, you have Leo sun, rising, or moon. Aries and Sagittarius would also be mindful because that would be trining. The opposition is Aquarius. And also too, with the Libra South Node, you know, that's the kidneys, that's also the adrenals. You want to drink plenty of water, stay hydrated. Aries would be the North Node, and that is also the blood pressure, the head. You want to be careful of accidents. Also, if you have Mars in Leo, I'd be Mars in Leo, Mars in Aries, Mars in Sag. Be really careful. This is also a heightened month. I don't have it on the slide, but it's a heightened month of poison, being poisoned through dirty water, overdosing, like medication wise. And if I can, I'll put out some kind of an alert, maybe do a video, I'm not sure, maybe just a mini blog so that I can put out those alerts for y'all, because there are a couple of days during the month of August that are really kind of touch and go. You just want to, depending on your own charts, play it easy, take it easy. All right, we are on meteor shower alert. We have some upcoming meteor showers. Currently active, we have the Southern Delta Aquarids, the Alpha Capricornids, and then coming up soon, if they're currently active, the Perseids, my favorite, but the peak, August 12th and 13th. Problem is the weather hasn't been great. The skies have not been clear ever since the wildfires in Nova Scotia. I've only seen maybe 2 evenings where we've had clear skies where I've actually seen stars for the first time in my life ever. And I was able to see Vega and Deneb in the Southern Cross, or no, it wasn't, in Cygnus, which is one of my favorite constellations. Cygnus is the swan. But yeah, the skies have been really funky. I know everybody's having very weird weather, so I don't know if you'll be able to see those. The peak of the Aquarids and the Capricornids are occurring right now as I'm recording this. So if you can, get out 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, get out before the sun rises. The moon is waxing to full. So after midnight, you know, the moon may be blocking out a lot of the showers that we would be seeing. That's why if you wait for the moon to set and you come out around, you know, 4 o'clock in the morning, you have a really good opportunity because the moon should have set by then, giving you a darker sky. The unfortunate thing for the Perseids, which are just beautiful, prolific meteor showers, it always seems that the humidity rises here on the East Coast during this time, which calls for very heavy clouds. So, and then we have the Orionids, which are my favorite, and then the Taurids, which will be coming up soon. Those are the next ones. Here is the chart for the full supermoon in Aquarius, just pointing out the sun is in Leo at 9 degrees, moon is in Aquarius at 9 degrees, and tension points are Scorpio and Taurus. So these are the heavy hitters. Those are the signs that will be most affected. And have my notes here. So the full moon in Aquarius with the sun in Leo, throughout this full moon in Aquarius, we have the opportunity to raise our frequency by working with both the energy of Leo, where the sun is positioned, and the energy of Aquarius, where the moon is positioned. This full moon allows us to fully integrate the higher vibrations of both of these signs while releasing their lower frequencies. It also helps us to prepare for the 8-8 Lionsgate portal by releasing those lower frequencies. The highest vibration of Leo and Aquarius is unconditional love for all beings, including love for ourselves and others. True acceptance leads to true belonging for all people. The key to achieving this high vibrational state is releasing the lower vibrations. The lower frequencies range from extreme aloofness to dramatic attention-seeking behavior. This part requires some shadow work. The full moon in Aquarius on August 1st lends an inspiring energy to the start of the month. The full moon takes place opposite the sun in Leo, bringing more attention to our uniqueness, genius, and willingness to evolve into our own truth. It also affords us a chance to shed any habits and patterns that block our authentic expression. First, though, we need to find out where these patterns show up in our lives and how were they formed. Aquarius also influences group dynamics, including those who lead the collective, how we treat one another, and even more importantly, who changes the rules that govern all of us. In its highest manifestation, Aquarius helps us all live our truths while honoring others, even if our truths don't agree with theirs. It's about seeing differences while also living in equality. Aquarius has the power to help us feel connected to all beings and make choices that empower everyone. Aquarius also governs the collective consciousness. In its simplest definition, this is the shared thoughts, beliefs, and opinions of a society. The collective consciousness influences everyone's thoughts and conditioned patterns, even when they don't realize it. It creates thought paradigms and ingrained belief structures. Some of the collective consciousness can be seen and heard. It appears in advertising, statements from the government, our social media feeds. It's also an awareness of what the collective is doing, thinking, and even feeling at any given time. It's a vibration, and we all tune into its frequency, although it's best understood through the lens of Aquarius. Aquarius also governs rebellious behavior and individuality. And here's where Aquarius grows more complex. On one hand, Aquarius's energy helps us draw together to form social structures or societal structures and training. On the other hand, it also helps us to break the structure of society through rebellious acts that challenge the status quo. During the full moon in Aquarius, become keenly aware of how you are influenced by society, by media, by social media. So you really need to be very present and still during this time. Societal training comes in many forms. We learn from our parents, our schools, our peers. Many of our lessons are deliberate, having been thought out by people teaching them, but many of them are unconscious. In our early stages of development, we are like sponges. We absorb the environment around us and pick up habits, behaviors, and conditioned responses without our awareness or the awareness of people whose behaviors we are absorbing. We also form concepts by merely living in a world full of other people whose combined knowledge creates collective consciousness. Consider how you have been programmed in the world around you. Unfortunately, society is set up in a way that does not honor our uniqueness. From a young age, we are taught what is important to be good at, what is frowned upon, and just how different we can be until we are rejected. Full moons are about release and a pathway to evolve forward. On this full moon in Aquarius, ask yourself what patterns show up over and over again, and look at how you learned those patterns. Ask yourself if you are suppressing your true nature in any way because it is not accepted or respected by the people around you. Well, yeah. Notice what you do when you feel the truth inside of you. Do you share it or do you suppress it? Feel the energies that you want to release, the ones that don't represent who you are at your core. Also recognize the places in your life that you want to shift and change, but resist because you fear rejection. It's okay to change and evolve. You do not have to be the same person your whole life. Yes, some people in your life will not be comfortable with you changing, and that's okay. You are not here to please anyone except for yourself. You're not here to seek approval from other people to validate yourself. You are here to approve of yourself. Ideally, you want to emit an energetic frequency that corresponds with who you are in your heart and soul. Anything that blocks this energetic expression needs to be released so you can share your authentic vibration. Remember that you are always absorbing and contributing to the collective consciousness that connects us all. You want to ensure the vibration you're adding is one of truth, honesty, and compassion. Feel into what makes you yourself and what unique perspectives you are here to offer the collective. Then align with the full moon in Aquarius to shift away from the patterns formed throughout your life that cause you to hide your brilliance. Instead, shape a new path forward for yourself and society by aligning with your higher truth. So, it has been said that when we tap into, the mainstream media, even social media, depending on, what you have in your feed, it creates anxiety, it creates fear within people. So why would you feed yourself with that? Because a lot of it is just BS. It is, the mass media, mainstream media is here to excite and instill fear for ratings and to sell products in commercials. And then people buy into all of that, and then they post their opinions on social media. We need to raise our vibration so that we can move away from what is predicted to occur by this fear collective, by the collective that is addicted to pain and suffering and fear. So that's just my 2 cents. My 2 cents. And so, yeah, when we are in that lower negative mindset and you're spreading that, it's like a disease. One person sees it, then they all start to feel it. And I'm not talking about toxic positivity, but it really does help to try and stay in a more positive frame of mind, so that you're not adding to that lower vibration of the collective. All right, so moving on, for the Mercury retrograde. So the shadow period starts August 3rd, August 4th in some areas. I think in the UK and Europe, it will be August 4th. But here in the United States, I believe it's August 3rd. It will enter full retrograde on August 23rd until September 14th, and then it will be in the pre-shadow, the post-shadow until September 30th or October 1st, depending on where you live. Here are the times. I'll post more about that. Just know that we're getting ready to go into the pre-shadow, so you really want to pay attention to, your thoughts, your thought processes, conversations that you're having or overhearing, stuff coming out in the media, maybe rehashing old things that we've heard before coming back. You're going to want to pay attention to that through August 22nd, because then that's what your retrograde theme will be, and then you'll revisit it for the last couple of weeks of September to go over it one more time. Similar, if you saw my Venus retrograde blog, it explains how these pre and post shadows work. And that's that. I have your stars and cards. I think I'm doing pretty good time-wise. A little bit longer than I wanted, so I'm going to pull one card from each of those decks. My Leo hair. Can't get it. I really just want to pull it up. But anyway, enough of that. All right, Aries. So, let's back up. I do this every time. You want to pay attention to your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign. If you only know your sun sign, then that's fine. If you know your others, great. Then you'll have 3 cards, maybe 2 cards, unless, you know, something is in a double sign. So for Aries, I have stars in the sky, limitless possibilities. Love that. Card 51, big changes with the self are coming. And then we have the keeping it in check card. Pay attention to what is going on around you. You might be moving into something too quickly or missing some important details. And it is card number 8, which talks about abundance, your material wealth, infinity, creativity. Taurus, you have the drifter card, experience life as it comes, and it's card number 14. And this is talking about being in the present, like being so super grounded in the present and not living too far ahead into the future, not living in the past. And when you're taking life as it comes, you can deal with things in that present moment. Card number 14 equals a 5, saying there are some things that need to be changed, maybe in the way that you handle things, Taurus. I know for me, being a Taurus rising, I maybe with the Gemini sun, like my mind is always going, but I try to stay in the present moment and not think too far ahead in the future, but I do like to be prepared. So I like to plan things out and have everything solidified so then I can live in the moment, right? Okay, Taurus, let's see. Connect to source. I love that. It's card 47, which talks about, you know, the people that you're with and the amount of time that you spend connecting. It does lead to divine magic is what I'm hearing. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. I love that. Okay, Taurus. Gemini, Willow of the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. So a lot of times, Gemini, you can't see the forest for all the trees. You know, something could be right in front of your face and you don't even realize what a gem it is. This could be with people too. Card 62 talks to me about material abundance and your emotions and the way that you create and attract abundance. So with that being said, don't think that you're being held back from something. It's like right there, Geminis. It's just about to happen. You just can't see it yet. Hold on. And then you have disengage for outcomes. Oh, I like that. And it's card 48, talking about the people that you're with and how they affect the way that you create or not. Disengage from outcomes. Let go so you can open yourself to the highest love that you deserve. Find ways to release worry or any unresolved lack of forgiveness you might be holding on to. That could be what's preventing the treasures from showing up. Okay, Cancers, root girl, disowned self. So for Cancers, you know, we're just coming out of Cancer season. And this talks about needing some more grounding. The disowned self, this is like the shattered part of the self. So I'm thinking for like Cancer, suns, risings, and moons, you may have gone through like some really tumultuous, emotional time in your life, and a piece of you has fractured off. And this is about you sinking yourself into the dirt, getting out into the garden, getting into, you know, the sand, the ocean, a creek, or a river, so that you can release the negative ions and bring that fractured piece of yourself back. Card 46 leads to a 10, and it's, to me, that talks about really taking good care of yourself and putting up boundaries around what you will allow and what you will not allow. This is talking about the people that you are hanging with, the people that influence you, and the way that they affect what it is that you have in your life. And you have total submersion. This is about taking a dive, diving in deep. Card number 32, big changes need to be made for the Cancer, suns, risings, and moons. Don't be afraid to totally immerse yourself in a project, interest, goal. Give it 100% of your energy, and you may find what your life has been lacking. Leo, happy birthday, Leos. Sky Bridge, card 47, that equals an 11, which is, you know, a master number. It says possibility for union, and we have Venus in Leo, retrograde. Don't be surprised if some old loves come back, new loves come in. Uranus is bringing something shocking because it will be squaring Uranus and Taurus, squaring Leo. I could expect that people that have something prominent in Leo may unexpectedly enter into a love relationship, which I really love. And it could be like a soul relationship. So maybe it isn't fully romantic, but meeting somebody, coming together, which is kind of like a friendship soulmate even. So you have pushed to the surface. Card number 9, the ending of one path, the beginning of another. You may have become complacent, Leos. You might be stalling or in need of a new surge of energy. Become aware of the dynamics in your life. What is draining you? What is feeding you? This is your season, so take advantage of it, Leos. For my little Virgos, there's going to be a lot of activity in Virgo. We have the jeweled web, and this is about connectivity. It's card number 32. This is talking about the way that you communicate needs to change. The way that you reach out. Practice working on telepathy. You know, Mercury in Virgo is getting ready to go retrograde. So this is, you know, really kind of taking a step back for the Virgos as far as connecting. So you're going to all the words: relax, retreat, reinvigorate, rejuvenate, refresh, revamp, all the words. Reevaluate, if I didn't say that already. But the jeweled web talks about how we are all so interconnected without even speaking, that we can mentally, telepathically, communicate with each other. And so it's really important for you to be mindful of your thoughts and your words, because the universe only knows the word yes. They don't know when we say, oh, I don't want this, don't let this happen. They only hear yes. So they say, oh, you want more of this? You want this to happen? So use this time to practice the way that you think and talk to yourself. I love it. Another master number, card 33. Let your personality shine. You have something no one else has that makes you who you are, Virgos. Stop comparing yourself to others and allow your uniqueness to shine through. That sounds very Aquarian full moon to me. Libra, you have the hollow bone. Hollow bone in shamanism is about being a receptacle for that higher vibration, for holding space for a higher vibration. It's about learning new things, being teachable, not thinking that you know it all, being open and receptive to new things coming in. Card number 28, which also equals a 10, talks about your emotions and your ability to create and manifest, but it starts with one, yourself and the boundaries that you put up around yourself, Libra. And you have gliding through the currents, card number 13. And so this is talking about yourself connecting with the ascended masters, connecting with the right people, allowing the right people into your life. With a different approach, you will glide through a situation with grace and ease. Going inward and bringing your understanding, perspective, or behavior into flow will help your dreams take flight. Scorpio, Sky Dancers, card number 48, and this is talking about surrender. Card 48 immediately talks to me about our emotions, ourself, how we allow others to treat us, how we are treating others, and how that affects our ability to create and manifest. It's time for you to surrender and stop pushing, resisting. You have to go with the flow, because when you resist, Scorpios, it will be painful. You go with the flow and come to a place of acceptance that things are the way they are. It is what it is. Starfish, replacing what was lost. Sometimes we just can't. The starfish immediately makes me think of getting out of your head, stop the overthinking, kind of like the surrender. You now have the opportunity to rejuvenate and start anew, create with a new perspective or outlook. This card may also indicate abundance is on the horizon. So you have to get out of your own way, Scorpios. That's really what I'm picking up. You're coming into like an ascended master type of moment where you are protected despite how things are appearing around you and the way that you may feel. Sagittarius, the Wailing Tree, Reconciliations, card 59 says, major changes need to be made. One path ends, a new path opens up. And, you know, this, it does feel sad in a sense for Sagittarians. But I feel as though there's much love and creativity around the Sagittarians, but there is maybe a focus on what's not working instead of an appreciation for what is working, what is good. And your card, love where you are. So just really what I said, like, you know, instead of being sad for what isn't, be grateful for what is. Love where you are does talk about tapping into your emotions, the creativity, so that you can manifest abundance and get out of that lack mentality. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect your heart to your head when determining what you would like. I love that. Capricorns. Oh, deep diver, diving into a task. Capricorns, This is a great time for you to start something brand new, take on something brand new. Yes, Pluto keeps going back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius. I think you would be revisiting something that you might have been thinking about for a while. Grab that brass ring by the handle and go with it. You know, stop overthinking it and just do it. Dive into it. Oh, and it's card number 10. Putting yourself first, putting boundaries around it so that you can have the time that you need to take on the things that you are passionate about. Stop doing for everybody else, Capricorns. And card 21, enjoy the journey. I love that. It says, stay present and flexible. Many changes are going on for you and around you. These changes are not only good, but necessary. Bring your awareness into the now rather than focusing on the past or the future. Just be in the present, Cappies. Aquarius, this is your full moon. Oh, I love this. It's whale song and it's resonating. And, you know, that's really what that higher vibration is, like what truly resonates with your soul, Aquarius. Card 61. When you raise your vibration, when you release those lower negative thoughts and feelings and people, you can raise yourself up, especially during Lionsgate portal, will lead to manifesting material gain, abundance, and it's all for yourself. It will feed your soul. Something brand new is coming in that will resonate with all of you Aquarians. Look for it, feel it. And you have card 40, rediscover your zeal. This is about tapping into your creativity, tapping into your passion, Aquarius, doing for you. And this says, pay attention to the passion you are feeling for discovery, learning, exploration, spirituality, travel, your work, your relationships. Passion and desire go together, especially as inspiration. Resonating. What's resonating? If it doesn't resonate deeply with you, it's got to go. The Aquarius full supermoon is perfect for that. Last but not least, Pisces. And oh my gosh, my Pisces friends are going to love this. It's me talks time. It's time for you to do a big, huge me talks. Card 39 is asking you to connect with ascended masters, ask for guidance, because you're ending one path, you're beginning another path. Yes, it's very highly guided, and it looks so Piscean, doesn't it? I love this card. It says repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Pisces, you will have to do this because at the end of August, it will be the full moon in Pisces. That blue moon, full moon in Pisces. You need a whole wiping out, the me talks for sure. I love this card for Pisces because it really just looks like a Pisces in the bathtub. I love it. Okay, and you have that moray eel, the electric eel, convey your meaning. This is saying big changes. It's time for you to change. You are going to be brought to task, Pisces, to make some big changes over the next month. And stepping up to the plate, walking your talk. No more woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's time. And this says, reflect on the way that you communicate with others, with yourself. Be sure to express your thoughts and feelings from your heart with respect and sincerity. I love that. The woulda, coulda, shoulda. So that's all I have for you. I will be back with more because we do have the Lionsgate. We have the Mercury retrograde. I just didn't want to all pack it in here. And then we'll have the new moon in Leo. So stay tuned. I'll be back, and check out the links below for some of my older Lionsgate blogs, and stay tuned because I will be putting out a new one for this year specifically. Thank you so much for watching, and happy full moon.